What's up, sons? It's Blind Run with Son of a Tech once again, and today we're going to have a review of the Corsair K70 Gaming Mechanical Cherry MX Blue keyboard. Yeah, there we go. That's a long name. Okay, so taking a look at the keyboard itself, we have a brushed aluminum frame encasing all of the keys, which include 104 key rollover, and it comes with a textured keycap replacements that you can replace in and out depending on if you're playing either an FPS or a MOBA. There aren't replacements for, I guess, other keys, so that's kind of a disappointment if you're playing, like, I don't know, something other than an FPS or a MOBA. You also have a detachable wrist rest, which has kind of a rubbery sort of texture to it so you don't slip or slide off. And we have some dedicated multimedia controls here with play, pause, skip, and of course the volume roller, which actually feels very sturdy, and I do appreciate the kind of tactile feedback it gives. Moving around to the back of the keyboard, we also have a USB pass-through, which is going to be connected through a non-detachable braided cable, and that will run to the back of your PC or the front or wherever your USB ports are on your PC, and that will pass through one connection. The other connection will be for the keyboard. Right next to the USB pass-through is a BIOS switch, which will change between 8 millisecond, 4 millisecond, 2 millisecond, and 1 millisecond report rates depending on your preference. So that's nice to have there, and it adds a little bit more customizability. Yeah, speaking of customizable options, the lighting is not one on this particular keyboard. It's actually just red. We don't have the extra options of the RGB. Of course, this does come in RGB if you're looking for that, but at a price premium. Now, this keyboard was for a buddy that I did a build for, and he wanted to stick with red and black, so I figured saving a little bit of money and getting the red LEDs with blue switches would be a thing. Speaking of the blue switches, it does have Cherry MX blue switches as opposed to the typical red or brown, where brown would be a middle ground, and of course the red would be like what most gamers, I guess, tout as being the gaming keys. Now, this particular use case isn't just gaming, and in fact, I think for the most part he's going to be using the controller to game on this PC. So the keyboard itself is actually purposed for typing and just general productivity. I've had a lot of success with blue switches for productivity at work and at home, and I prefer them just because of the tactile feedback that they provide. And just in case you guys are wondering, I actually use the Kale switches or Kali switches, or however you want to pronounce them. So I have a sound comparison here for you guys that you can check out now. Alright, what's up guys? This is going to be the typing test for the Corsair Luxe K70 keyboard. This has the Cherry MX Blue switches in it, if you guys didn't know already. And let's get started. Here we go. This is what it sounds like. And that's going to do it for this particular keyboard. We're now going to compare it for you guys to the Rosewill, my daily driver. And this is the Rosewill RGB 80. And this actually has blue Kale switches in it, which is, some people say is a cheaper switch. I know you can at least buy them cheaper most of the time. However, blue switches are cheap no matter what. So I really believe it comes down to preference. But for a comparison, here are the Kale switches. And there we go. So there's the typing test. Hope you guys enjoyed. Back to the rest of the video. Alrighty, so let's get back into more of the differences between the Kali and of course the Cherry MX versions. Now Cherry MX I guess would be considered the premium, but the Kale or Kali, I'm going to call them Kale switches. For now, they do have a very good tactile bump to them, and they are a little louder. So if you're looking for a quieter blue switch, then you want to go with the Cherry MX. If you're looking for something that has more of a tactile, even more of a hard tactile bump to it, I think going with the Kale switches is what you're going to want to do. I personally prefer the Kale switches, ironically enough, even though I'm a gamer and I do a lot of audio and video conferencing. The sound does get in the way sometimes, but I just prefer that for productivity personally. So that's going to wrap it up for the Corsair K70 Lux Gaming Mechanical Cherry MX Blue keyboard, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and don't subscribe. Click that fucking bell if you guys want to watch more videos. The subscribe button doesn't do anything for me. Clicking that bell will get you guys seeing my videos more, but of course the numbers on the subscriptions is nice too, so if you want to do that, that's an added bonus. Don't forget, I actually do have a Patreon now that I just started. I haven't really been pimping it out, but if you guys want to go over there and check it out, the idea here is that with the Patreon, if you are a patron at a certain level, we will be giving away a quarterly prize of a product that's been reviewed on the channel, because I pay for all the products on the channel that are reviewed out of my pocket, or like in this case, I built a PC for a friend and got a chance in return to do a review of one of the products we purchased for him. So I figured why not give all those back to the community, since I have so many cards laying around and devices. I figured doing a giveaway once a quarter to patrons would be a good plan. That's long-winded enough, and until next time, I will see you next Tuesday.